Hi, I'm Miss Melissa at the Oosterhout Free Library with the beginning of a book I picked because the kids in it are so creative they might get in a little trouble, and because they make something that I like. It's from the Craftily Ever After series, and it's called Tie-Dye Disaster. It was written by Martha Maker and illustrated by Zindi Yen, published by Little Simon. That's Maddie. Maddie Wilson's slippered feet swung back and forth under her bedroom desk. Scratch, scratch, scratch went her pencil. This dress had a sweetheart neckline and feathers all over the skirt. Maddie got some of her best ideas first thing in the morning. She was just adding the final touches to her latest design sketch when a familiar, mouth-watering smell reached her. Pancakes! Maddie ran downstairs. Thanks so much, Mom. You make the best. Sorry, kiddo, said Maddie's father, standing at the stove and waving his spatula. Your regular pancake maker's not available this morning. Luckily, she's not the only one here who can flip a flapjack around here. Sorry, Dad, said Maddie. Where is Mom? In her sewing studio. This is a busy time of year, so she's been there since sunup. You should go say good morning, but first, get 'em while they're hot, he said, handing her a plate. Maddie did not need to be told twice. When she finished eating, she volunteered to bring breakfast to her mom. Thanks, sweetie, said Margie Wilson, looking up from her sewing machine. Hey, do you have time to give me some feedback on my designs? I need someone with a critical eye and a passion for fashion. Sure, said Maddie. It was fun to have a mom who was a seamstress. Maddie thoughtfully studied several pencil sketches with swatches of fabric taped to them. That dress would look amazing if you added some sequins to the hemline, and maybe using a brighter color like coral would make it pop. Just then, Maddie's dad burst in, holding out a phone. It's him, he whispered urgently. Maddie's mom quickly grabbed the phone. There were lots of, yes, sirs, and thank you, sirs, and, oh, so soon? And finally, you can count on me, sir. She hung up and sank back in her chair. I still can't believe he hired me, she said. Who? Asked Maddie. Mayor Barnstable, explained Maddie's mom. He's asked me to create a custom-tailored suit for him to wear to the unveiling of the new town hall. Wow, said Maddie, that's huge. Huge and terrifying, said Maddie's mom. I just learned that the big event is Saturday night. That's less than a week away. You can do it, Mom, Maddie said confidently. Suddenly she had a thought. Wow, this could make Mom famous. And if she gets famous, will that make me famous? That night, Maddie drifted off to sleep, still thinking about her mother's important new client. She wondered if mayors had red carpets like movie stars. She pictured reporters and photographers begging the mayor for details about his fabulous outfit. My designer? Of course, it's Maddie and Margie Wilson. They're the best in town. Maddie imagined boarding a private airplane with her mom, rushing off to help dress someone fabulous. What a team they'd be, traveling the world, and all the stars begging, Maddie, you must design for me, please, Maddie, Maddie. Maddie? Huh? Maddie opened one eye. That must have been some dream, said her father. He was standing in her bedroom doorway. I've been calling your name for a while. It's time to get up for school. Maddie arrived in class just as the bell rang. She slid into her seat and grinned at her best friends, Emily Adams, Bella Diaz, and Sam Sharma. Boy, was she excited to tell them about yesterday's big call. But before Maddie could whisper her good news, their teacher, Miss Gibbons, cleared her throat to get the class's attention. I guess I'll have to wait till recess, Maddie thought, disappointed. We're starting a new unit today, announced Miss Gibbons. The next decade we're going to study is, well, groovy, as they used to say. Welcome to the 1960s. She showed images, played music, and told the class all about the things that had changed in just the course of a few years. Politics, opinions, laws, music, too. A popular 60s song was about how the times they are changing. That was definitely true, she explained. And the clothes changed a lot, too. Some of the styles, well, they were pretty out there. The class exploded with laughter at some of the outrageous clothing Miss Gibbons showed on the screen. Jeans with giant flared bell-bottoms, dresses in neon colors and crazy patterns, jackets with wings of suede fringe and beaded peace signs. But other fashion trends looked surprisingly familiar. I'm going to stop and show you some of the wild fashions from the 60s. But some other fashion trends looked surprisingly familiar. Hey, said Corey, I have a shirt just like that. Miss Gibbons smiled. That's tie-dye. It was very popular in the 60s. And you've probably still seen it today. My niece Chloe made this. Cool, said Maddie, practically bouncing in her seat. Miss Gibbons' presentation had given her a great idea. Now she had 2 exciting things to tell her friends. At recess, Maddie's friends were as impressed by her news as she had hoped they would be. Are you going to meet the mayor? Can we meet the mayor? Asked Emily. Maybe, said Maddie. Oh, and I have an idea for our next crafting project. The 4 friends met regularly to do crafts in their craft clubhouse, otherwise known as the old shed they'd fixed up in Bella's yard. How about we tie-dye? You know how to tie-dye? Asked Sam. Sure, said Maddie. My mom taught me. You just bind cloth with rubber bands or string and dip it into dye. Where the fabric is covered, dye can't reach, so you get a pattern. They all started talking excitedly. And soon it was decided. They would each collect old white clothing and fabric scraps at home and meet at the clubhouse the next day after school. Today's your lucky day, said Emily's mom when she asked about possible items to tie-dye. I was just weeding out some old things. She pointed to a pile of clothing. Take whatever you'd like. Emily found 2 of her dad's old white t-shirts. One had a lot of holes, but the other was just right. Perfect, she said. Sam, however, quickly discovered a problem. His artistic family favored bright clothing. He could not find anything light-colored except... Can you tie-dye socks? Sam asked. Maybe. You could also try this, said his dad, holding up a length of thick fabric. It's an old painting drop cloth, so there's some paint on it, but I still think it could end up looking pretty cool. You mean groovy, Sam corrected his dad. Maddie dug into her closet until she found an old white dress. She had worn it almost every day last summer, until she had accidentally squirted ketchup all down the front mid-hot dog bite. Maybe I can hide the stain under some colorful dye, Maddie thought. She went to her mom's sewing room to get a second opinion. When Maddie explained her idea, her mom smiled. So resourceful, she said, and so smart to recycle and refresh. Speaking of fresh, said Maddie, did you come up with a fresh idea for the mayor's outfit? See for yourself, her mom pointed at her bulletin board. Oh, said Maddie, not sure what else to say. The sketch looked like a basic, regular suit. I decided to go with solid navy, continued her mom. I think it'll look really sharp in pictures. Maddie knew that her mom had a good point, and she did think the suit looked sharp, but she couldn't help feeling worried for her mom. The suit might photograph well, but it was also pretty boring. There had to be some way to jazz it up. What if you took some funky buttons and... I'm sorry, honey, her mom interrupted, but I just don't have time to really fiddle around with things. I've already purchased everything I need, and with only 4 more days, time is of the essence. Maddie nodded. She didn't want to make her mom worry or slow her down. Margie Wilson already looks stressed enough. Looks awesome, Maddie finally said. She felt a small pang of sadness that her mom didn't have time to even hear her idea. But her mom knew it was best. Right? You can come check out this book or others in the Craftily Ever After series, and I'll see you next time from the Oosterhout Free Library.